From zero to hero, guys, we're talking about the results of prescribed fire on this glade ecosystem this week on Landbeat. All right, guys, maybe I hooked you with that line. This was not a zero site necessarily, but right now it is going to be relatively heroic for the benefit of the wild turkey in this year by having burned this glade ecosystem this year in the month of April, early April. So we're just a couple weeks post fire, lots of spring green up progression, rain, and the right soil temperatures to see this thing pop. But in today's video, we're going to talk about the benefit of the usage of prescribed fire, and specifically, who does this benefit? Yes, I am standing in a glade ecosystem itself. Not everyone has glades to be able to manage, but this is still applicable to the person who is burning old fields, right? Early successional habitat, that is diversity of bunch grasses, hopefully way more warm season than cool seasons, that has a lot of diversity of forbs. We have those same or very similar vegetative components here in this glade ecosystem. We have shrubs, we have young trees, we have native bunch grasses, we have lots of forbs, and we can see that arrangement as it's beginning to grow back. And that's what's so cool about this site in particular. Is we have many different glade ecosystems across this property itself, and some were burned this year, some were not. So we're gonna take a look at that as well and do a side-by-side comparison in another Landbeat video. So make sure you're following along, hit that subscribe button to be able to see those side-by-side comparisons of what it looks like during that spring green up, burned and unburned. But particularly in this, I want you to take away and see what happens when you remove the thatch itself from last year's or the year before the growth out of the equation, right? We take that out of the way because it was consumed with the prescribed fire. And what we get back is essentially the bare ground aspect of this plant community that is so incredibly important for raising poults successfully. The glades that were unburned will do a fantastic job of producing adequate nesting cover because they have that last year's thatch, and the shrubs are not top killed. Not everything's starting back from ground level essentially with its growth like it is here. But when we have this, we don't have that thatch, and we can look and see how much bare ground we have in and among all of the bunch grasses and the forbs that are popping. So this is a place where turkey poults can come through here and navigate and not get covered in dew. They can thermal regulate a lot easier here, but also as this continues to grow up in the next few months, they're going to shade out and canopy over, but we're still not going to have thatch underneath that canopy of leafy herbaceous vegetation, so it gives overhead protection from aerial predators for the poults as well. So many good things happen in here. It gets me excited to see landowners following plans, executing really well, and then the landscape itself and the seed banks responding, and I know we're going to see the wildlife responding very well to those managed prescribed fires. The other crazy good thing is too, when we start to look at the amount of herbaceous and broadleaf components in here, there's food everywhere for the whitetail deer, right? This is going to be excellent fawning cover. We're probably a month and a half away from peak fawn drop, but imagine this with 30, 45 more days of growing, it's going to be here, right? Ample opportunity for a wonderful place to drop a fawn, leave it in cover, but still have a doe nearby, close by, come check on it and forage her way throughout it with those highly diverse, highly palatable and nutritious forbs that honestly in a closed canopy system, you aren't going to have near the variety, right, near the diversity, but also not near the tonnage that this site right here is going to be offering thanks to prescribed fire.